Sometimes the most terrifying stories are not legends. They are real stories that sound so unbelievable that they almost feel like conspiracy theories. And one of the most disturbing real stories of our lifetime is the story of Jeffrey Epstein. He was a man who seemed to come out of nowhere, became a billionaire, and somehow knew many of the most powerful people in the world. He moved in circles with billionaires, royalty, and world leaders, even having the influence to arrange meetings between global leaders. So, who really was Jeffrey Epstein? His story is strange almost from the very beginning. Jeffrey Epstein was born in 1953 in Brooklyn, New York. He grew up in a working class family. His father worked for the New York City Parks Department, and his mother was a school aide. People who knew him as a teenager often described him as quiet, very intelligent, and good at math, but nothing about his upbringing suggested he would later move in circles with billionaires, royalty, and presidents. However, he did attend some elite schools. He attended Lafayette High School and later went to the Cooper Union, a respected college in New York known for engineering. He later transferred to New York University to study math and physics. However, he never finished his degree. But in 1977, he was hired as a math teacher at the elite Dalton School in New York City. This school educated the children of some of the most powerful people in New York. What made the situation even more unusual was that Epstein did not have a college degree, yet he was still hired to teach at this very prestigious school. The principal who hired him was Donald Barr, the father of future U.S. Attorney General William Barr. Years later, many people found this connection interesting because William Barr would become Attorney General when Epstein's case returned to the national spotlight. After about 2 years, Epstein left Dalton and somehow landed a job at the investment bank Bear Stearns as a junior assistant. He moved up very quickly, and within a few years, he became a partner, which was a very high-level position. In the early 1980s, Epstein left Bear Stearns to start his own financial firm. He claimed to specialize in managing money for billionaires. By the mid-1980s, Epstein had gathered the most powerful and wealthy friends. He was photographed with some of the most powerful people in the world, including former U.S. President Bill Clinton, current U.S. President Donald Trump, Prince Andrew, Bill Gates, Stephen Hawking, and former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. He also became very close to a woman called Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell adds another unusual part to Epstein's story. She is the daughter of Robert Maxwell, a powerful British media businessman. Some people have claimed that her father had connections to Israel's intelligence agency, Mossad, which is similar to the US CIA. He was also accused of helping Israel build their nuclear weapons by passing along information from the United States. It was alleged that they were involved in child sexual abuse even at this time. It seemed to be an open secret. Some claims even went further, suggesting this was an operation that other wealthy people were involved in. During the 1990s, Epstein owned several private islands and a private plane known as the Lolita Express. Many powerful and famous people flew on this plane, including politicians, business leaders, scientists, and celebrities. In 1998, Epstein purchased a private island in the U.S. Virgin Islands called Little St. James. He later acquired a nearby island as well. This island later became strongly associated with Epstein's sexual abuse activities, and some victims even said they were taken there. So Epstein carried out these serious and disturbing crimes for years, often in connection with wealthy and powerful people, without facing major consequences until 2008. In 2008, Epstein was arrested after a police investigation in Florida. The case began when the parents of a 14-year-old girl reported that he had abused their daughter. Police later found that other underage girls had similar experiences. Epstein was charged for these crimes and later pleaded guilty. However, his sentence was very lenient. He was sentenced to 18 months in jail, but he served about 13 months. During that time, he was allowed to leave jail during the day to go to work. After his release, Epstein returned to his life as a wealthy businessman, but the story did not go away. Journalists and some victims continued to speak out about the case and brought more public attention to it. This raised questions about how his 2008 case and sentence were handled. In 2019, Epstein was arrested again, this time on federal charges related to sex trafficking of minors. This case was much more serious and gained worldwide attention. While awaiting trial in a high-security jail, Jeffrey Epstein was found dead in his cell. The official ruling was suicide. However, the circumstances were unusual. Security cameras were not working properly, guards failed to complete required checks, and he had recently been taken off suicide watch. To this day, many people believe that Jeffrey Epstein was killed and didn't actually kill himself. So how did someone who came from humble beginnings end up knowing so many rich and famous people? And how did he gain enough influence that he received a very lenient deal for such serious crimes? Some claims suggest that Epstein's story goes beyond sexual abuse. It has been alleged that he may have had links to intelligence agencies and could have been involved in blackmail involving powerful people. Some journalists have suggested that Epstein may have run a compromat network, meaning he may have collected damaging information on influential people to use for leverage or influence. Reports say that Epstein's house may have had cameras and recording devices. Many people believe there are many Epstein files that could explain more about what happened and who was involved. But most of these files have not been released to the public. So far, only a small number of people connected to the case have faced consequences, while others have faced public criticism or lost their positions. Prince Andrew lost his royal title and stepped down from his official royal duties. Ghislaine Maxwell was later convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison for her role in the case. Many believe that some individuals connected to Epstein have not been fully investigated or punished. There are still many questions about his crimes and the people who may be involved. So, I want to leave you with a few questions. What do you think happened in the case of Jeffrey Epstein's death? Do you think it was a suicide or was he killed? What is your theory about why Epstein was connected to all these powerful people? Do you think we will ever know everything that really happened? And finally, what lessons did you take away from this story? Answer in the comments below and please subscribe for the next video.